Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sammy, and today I'm going to bring you a Pilates workout designed to help improve hip mobility. Now, when I say this, I want you to know that Pilates in general is designed to help improve hip mobility. Throughout this workout, we're gonna work on hip stabilization. We are gonna work on rotation. We're gonna work on strength. And remember, the body is all connected. Just doing a few exercises to help tight hips, stretches, and whatnot is not really gonna do you that much good. You're gonna come back the next day and you're gonna wake up the next day and you're gonna be just as tight as you were the previous day because you're chasing the symptoms and you're not really addressing how the hip and pelvis interact with each other. So there has to be a big focus on improving how the muscles around the hip are functioning. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and I do have some props with me. They will all be in the description box below. I have this yoga strap. You can use a Theraband, you can use a towel. You don't have to use one of these, but it does kind of make things easier. And then I have my rolls. I have talked about these in some other videos. These are not that expensive. The link is in the description. You can get them on Amazon, but they do help keep your pelvis in the right place, especially if you tend to tuck on everything. You know, pelvic stability is a part of hip function. Anyways, let's get started. I'm gonna leave my sweatshirt on until I warm up. You're gonna lie down onto your back. Okay, and we are going to be going in the Pilates order with some added things. So start by taking a big deep breath in and exhale. I just had to check to make sure my mic was on because then I would have had to start all over. You're going to bring one knee into your chest and then the other knee. You're going to grab those knees in and you're going to kind of just rock from side to side. You are trying to keep your pelvis down. Now this is where you can kind of use, you got to see where if one is too high for you and being too much. I'm going to start with the small one. And basically it's going to help honor that curve in your spine and allow you to stretch more into your hips. Good, you can go in some circles. Other direction. Good, and now you can kind of open the knees and draw them in together. So you're making these circles with your knees separating. So it's external rotation, internal rotation, external. And I grabbed a little lower because it gave me more of a hip stretch. And then you go the other way. Basically, you really want your hips to be able to move freely. Mine are a little stiff. I have a hip labral tear in one hip. So that's a whole other thing. All right, and then we're going to work on some stabilization exercises because you need your pelvis to be able to be stable. So you're going to bring your feet hip distance parallel. That's about 2 fist distance. And you're just going to bring one knee into tabletop and put it back down. Now notice, and you can videotape yourself, notice if your hip drops. So if the leg lifts and your hip twists, I'm not sure if you can see that from this view, but this is something, that's showing an imbalance. So your goal is to strengthen this area so that when you lift up, you stay on both butt cheeks the same. So you lift and you go back down. And you lift and you go back down. Your hands can be by your sides. You can challenge yourself with them here. You can also challenge yourself with them here. And of course, the less your arms do for you, the more your pelvis has to take over. See, I got a little rocky there. And I always I have to check too. Good. Let's just do a couple more each leg. Be even. Good. Now you're going to go ahead and bring those feet all the way together. And you're going to extend one leg and connect the knees. Lower that leg, and again, you're trying to really feel if your hips are stable. And you can keep going. And then bring it back up. And maybe you try to bring it up higher. Sometimes coming in, you feel it more than anything else. And then you want to recheck, and you're going to go back down and up and try to really stabilize those hips. Let's just do one more. And put it down. Also, if you use something under your back, you can actually try and squish it, especially if you have the big one, because this gives you some tactile feedback. I'll show you, where now if you pull in too much without this, you can end up tucking. With this, if you pull in, you're just going to find these abdominal muscles. So it kind of helps with that. And then make sure you have equal weight on both butt cheeks. And pull that stomach in tight and extend. And then you can kind of check. See, I thought I was. And usually if you think you're straight, you're not straight. So you just slowly start going down. Best to go nice and slow so you can really pay attention. And then as the leg gets farther away from you, more distal, you're going to want to pull the abdominals in more. And again, so this is that one that I have that hip labral tear, and it's just quite difficult for me. But of course, when I put them into position properly, I got actually more range of motion. So that just shows you hip alignment really does matter. You can check. So for me, I go this way. I need to go this way. One more. I don't even know how many we did on the other side. But it's really important that you focus in on proper form and then bring it back down. So now you're going to go into your 100, because you should always warm your body up with the 100. And so you're going to, on your inhale, I like to start from down here. But if you don't know your modification, go check out the March Madness video. I'll link it somewhere over here. So now you're going to inhale and you're going to lift up and you're going to pump. Inhale 5 and exhale 5. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And you want to not be too tucked under. I love this roll. It allows me to really get in the right spot. Exhale. 3 more. Remember, you can always have your legs up. Hold and lower it back down. So going into your roll up, actually, before we do that, we're going to do another exercise here in between. So you're going to stand with or lay down with your feet like shoulder width, so a little wider than your hips. And you're going to reach your arms up to the ceiling. And then you're going to bring both knees to the right. And you're going to feel what might be tight on one side, might have an imbalance. You're going to go over to the other side and come back up. And again, this is really addressing the internal and external rotation as well as the pelvis. And bring it back up. This is one of those exercises that you can spend a couple minutes every morning when you wake up and every evening before bed. But you should still be doing your Pilates because you still got to strengthen. And feel free to hold each side as long as you feel like you need. If one side's a little more sticky, then maybe you hold that side a little longer. And if you find yourself not being able to keep your stomach pulled in, because I'm lifting my legs from here, and I'm making sure I pull into my roll. So roll up a towel if you don't have this, just so you can feel that feedback. Good. This feels so good. Let's just do like one more each side. Pull through the stomach. And good. So now you're going to straighten your legs onto the mat. And you're going to go for your roll up. So flex your feet, reach back, inhale, lift your head. If you can't get all the way up, bend your knees a bit, grab behind your thighs, and try to roll up. And now from here, you're going to go forward, and we're going to first open this up. So you're going to stay lifted. Now you'll put your hands down, stretch your spine so you're in this nice rounded position. I guess I could take this off now. I don't know how my mic was sounding under that. And then I want you to lift your knees and fold in half more. If you have to grab your feet, you can. And that's going to get more into the hips there. And then you're going to reach up and you're going to take it back down. Now, this roll is also very beneficial in helping you do your roll up because it anchors your pelvis down. If you're like this and everything's pulling back behind you, then your pelvis isn't anchored. 2 more times. Inhale. Remember, you can grab your legs, roll it up. First, open your back wide, then come down, and then lift the knees and go for more of a stretch. Grab your legs if you need to. Keep your knees together and pull your spine up your legs. And lift. I have to hook this to I always have trouble with the mic. If you know of a better mic, let me know. And again, inhale, chin onto the chest, reach, exhale, scoop, pull the stomach in, put those arms down, keep trying to open this up, and then go forward, lift your knees, you can grab your feet if you'd like, knees together and pull. And then if you need more, you straighten them. Lift it up and take it all the way back down. Okay. So I'm going to use this next. It's morning and I am not all that woken up. So these have loops in it, but you can wrap anything like this also. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put my foot in the loop towards the top of my foot. Now your leg can be bent here if you're pretty tight, or you can straighten it. It's up to you. You want to try and still keep your hips in alignment. That's important. And then you can grab another loop or however you want to hold it. You can also just grab behind your leg. Bend that knee in towards your chest without letting all this lift, and then back up. And then keep trying to anchor that pelvis down. You can even I want to put this roll a little lower to help me more keep it down. Okay, and then bend and reach. Now I'm going to take I have my right leg up. I'm going to take my right leg into the crease of my right hip just to help keep it down. And then I'm going to pull the leg across for an IT band stretch. And now I'm just going to rotate in the hip socket out and in, out and in. Try not to stress out your upper body. And in. And when you turn in, you don't want to hike the hip. We're just working on the hip rotate or the leg rotation right in that hip socket. And then I'm going to switch and I'm going to go out to the side. I'm going to put my left hand onto my hip. Now this is where it's easy to fall and twist. I want you to internally rotate a little bit that leg if you need to, and lift that butt cheek slightly on the right leg and let it go out to the side and try to keep your hip down. I was totally overcorrecting. Make sure you don't do that. So sometimes you lift and you check it out. What's happening? Good. Now you're going to bend the knee. And you don't have to use this if you want to grab your foot. And you're just going to press that knee out. Try to press out from your hip, like use your muscle. Don't just be floppy. Press out and go across and back and just move the leg. Keep trying to press out right in that hip socket. Use your muscle. And you might be more flexible than I am here. Feel free to lift up and check out what is happening in your body. And then you're going to take this off in one leg circles. So one leg circles are really beneficial. You're moving the hip. This crossover lifting is now connecting how the pelvis and the hip move together. And then you go out and you stabilize to come back up. So you're crossing and then you go around. Now you got to stabilize and use the stomach to help bring you up. So you are working on your hip flexor strength. You're working on your pelvic stability and strength. One more. And how they work together. So strengthening what's around your hip in order to have healthy hip mobility. And sometimes it's good to look. Reach and back. 2 more. Exhale down, inhale up. Good, so you're gonna lower that down, either bent or straight, and we're gonna go into the other side. Now this is my sticky side, and the hip always wants to hike up. So make sure you're nice and squared. And bend and lift. And just a reminder to try to, relax in those shoulders a bit. And I fix my roll. Okay. So sometimes I need the roll up a little bit in order to give me the best, the most correct form, because both my sides are not considered equal, and I bet yours aren't either. So I really have to plug my right one into my hip socket and reach my left hip down. All right, so now left hand goes into the crease of the left hip, and it's just gonna, however you wanna grab into it and pull across, and you're gonna stay here, and you're gonna externally rotate and internally rotate. You are trying to isolate right in that hip socket. Also pay attention to your foot. Try not to be moving just your foot. That's often what wants to happen. All right, now I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to press into this hip, and I'm going to open out to the side, and I'm going to internally rotate a little bit of that leg. And of course, my Cadillac's going to stop me. But I feel stretch anyways, just like this. And I got to plug that one up even more. And then I'm going to bring it back up and go into this stretch here. Make sure your ankle is connected and that you're using your muscles again. And over and back. Maybe you get more range of motion than I do. That would be awesome. I hope that for every single one of you. Make sure that you are equally planted on both hips. And now we'll go into the one leg circles. Hands are by your sides. Square off those hips. Try to internally rotate if you can. If your hip just can't do it, you can externally rotate a little bit, but we are working on keeping the hip down. And I really have to pay attention to this one. And around. So you exhale, cross. Inhale, draw in and up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, and I'm going really slow. Reverse it. Sometimes, we work more on movement in general, But for this video, form is really important. Exhale, inhale, up. I missed my hip lift. So again, we're working on how the pelvis and the hip work together. And up. Excellent. So you're going to go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, rock on up, and we're going to do a rolling like a ball, which is also for pelvic stability, abdominals, massaging your spine, all that stuff. I gotta fix my pants all the time, you know. So just for the pelvic stability part, you're going to go knees open a little bit and lift up to your toes. Bring your chin into your chest. And now you are pulling the stomach so hard in that you are opening up your lower back, and now you're dragging those knees in and then putting them back down. So you lift the toes. I wonder if you could see what's a better angle. Chin on that chest. You're not slouching, yeah? Chin and chest together. Create a million chins. And then pull through your stomach and back out, okay? Do it again. Make sure you're not all the way up here because we actually need the pelvis to strengthen this way and work this way. Otherwise, you can't roll. And pull in and back out. And I always end up a little crooked because of that one nasty hip. And pull in. Now, maybe you hover and put it back down without going this way with your pelvis, without letting it just completely go. And you're going to lift and back down. One more time. Lift and back down. And I'm not letting my knees go too wide. They're going towards my ears. Good. And bring it back down. Okay, so lie onto your back, going into one leg stretch. We're going to do a version of this for pelvic stability. You're welcome to use a towel or your roll again so that you have something to pull the stomach into. And now you're going to bring one knee into your chest, lift the head. Now you can grab as low on your ankle as you can. Sit your pelvis down and draw that stomach in. Now try to lift the ankle in line with the knee and pull the knee in more. And maybe you get yours even closer. And then you're going to just place that one down. Look at your pelvis. Nothing is moving. Yeah, that's the goal, right? And then lift and pull in and back down. I had to move this up a little bit. And then go in and back down. So we are really working all the way around those hips. And take it back down. And you're holding yourself up here. So the great thing about Pilates that, certain exercises won't do is that you are working everything, connecting everything you need to live pain-free and not just doing one exercise for one thing. Now pull in, extend the other leg, put the leg down, and put the right leg down. So it's left knee in, extend, right leg down, left leg down, in, extend, down, and down. In, make sure you're not wiggling those hips I just did. In, extend, down, and down. One more each leg. In, extend, down, and down. One more. And reach, down, and lower it down. Very nice. Okay, more pelvic stability. We're just going to do the upper body of double leg stretch. I almost thought that was the wrong name. Double leg stretch. So zip those feet up together. Keep the pelvis nice and still. Actually, let's go hip distance because it can help you out a little bit. Now you're going to lift your upper body up and grab behind your thighs, chin on your chest. Now pull the stomach into whatever you have rolled up if you have one. And now inhale, reach up, exhale, grab, and keep the pelvis really still. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is an exercise that will really benefit your teasers. Reaching up while you're in a teaser is hard. It's hard here too. Good. One more. And now go ahead and bring those knees in and try not to do this, okay? Pull that stomach in and lift your feet up in line with your knees and open the knees a little bit, and it will help keep your pelvis down. Now inhale, you're gonna reach those legs out and come back in, and you're not gonna change your pelvis. You're not gonna go this way to go out and then this way to come in. You're working on that stability. So out and it stays, in and it stays. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. One more. And pull the stomach in. And rest your head. Very nice. Okay, so scissors. You're gonna lift your head. You're gonna reach your legs up and you're gonna grab behind one leg. Now this could be down here, it could be calf, it could be ankle, as long as your pelvis stays. From here, you're gonna switch and look at your pelvis and try to keep it the same. Easier said than done. This way. Switch. Switch. Make sure that you're not rolling. You're really fighting for that. These are the exercises that you need. Back pain, everything, pelvic stability is really important, not just for hip mobility. Take your time. Maybe flex your feet now. Get a little more of a stretch. One more each leg. Bend those knees and lower down. Lower lift. So from here, you're going to lift your head. Hands come behind the head. If you're dying, you can come here. You can also do these all with your head down, but you have to just make sure your stomach's pulling in. Legs go up, and you're going to lower, and you're going to lift. So again, we're working the abdominals. We're working the back of the neck. We're working the pelvis, and we're working those hip flexors for strength. 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. Good. And come on up to a seated position. Excellent. Okay, so spine stretch forward. We're going to do a variation of this to get some stretching in there. You're going to sit up nice and tall. You want your knees facing the ceiling here and try to have equal weight on both butt cheeks. You're going to bring your hands in. Inhale, chin on your chest. Exhale, go forward. You can open as wide as possible for you so long as your kneecaps face the ceiling. And then as you come up, you're going to swing one leg back behind you. Inhale, exhale, go forward. Try to keep those hips a little bit square, but they're not going to be completely. And go. Just make sure that straight leg, the knee is facing up. You're going to come back. Inhale, exhale. Come up, bend the other leg. Inhale, exhale. Try to sit on both hips. Come back up, bring it back, knees up, stomach in, chest out, chin down, exhale. Come on up, bend, and go. Exhale. Inhale. This is your last set. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This one. Come on up. Sorry, sometimes I have to hold it just a bit more. Last one, center, knees up. Exhale and come all the way back up. Stomach in, chest out. Okay, so more pelvic stability, prepping for open leg rocker. From here, keep those kneecaps facing the ceiling. For me, I actually have to kind of plug this one out a little bit and this one in because of my imbalances. I spent so long just focusing on teaching and not on myself, and this is what happens. So always focus on yourself. All right, so now you're gonna lean backwards. Again, we gotta connect all of this. So plug the thigh up into the hip socket, and then you're gonna bring the toes together, or heels together, toes apart, and you're holding onto your ankles. Now, bring those toes in towards you as much as you can. Try to have equal pressure still. Plug into your hip socket. See, I'm already getting crooked. All right, now you're gonna open. Try to keep your pelvis really still. Knees face the ceiling, and then you're gonna bring it back down and back up. And you're really lifting out of your lower back, but you're not letting this pelvis rock forward. You're holding, lift out of your lower back a little bit more and come back in without changing the weight on your butt. Ideally, you're on those sits bones, those like upside down triangles. If you feel under your butt where they're most prominent in your hands, those are your sits bones. So you're on those bones and you're lifting and you're staying on those bones. Not, yeah, I guess I was a little behind my bones before. It's definitely harder to stay right on the bones. Last one. Awesome. Okay, lie onto your back for a corkscrew. So this is also keeping the hip into the hip, or the thigh into the hip socket, and the hip socket connected to the pelvis. So going into corkscrew, you're going to keep those knees together. In fact, let's go ahead and start with them bent, and you're going to pull in. You can even use your roll again. I just grabbed whichever one. I guess this is the small one now. All right, so you're going to pull in without lifting, stomach in, and you're going to circle. Now, your knees can't come apart because you have to move the whole pelvis. See how it happens there? And you'll start to see where you have an imbalance. So for me, it's reaching the right side over to the left and in and around. And you're not, oof. So you got to reach all the way out of that lower back. Reach away, roll around the whole trunk and up. One more time in each direction. We're just going to do it like this today because it allows you to really feel any imbalances. Good. Okay, so come on up for saw. Now on saw, it's, you need this rotation in your upper body and the stretch. Your legs are open. But we're going to work on keeping the hips really square. So your stomach's pulled in, your arms are shoulder high, stomach in, chest out, chin drawn in. Now you're twisting, then you reach that arm across. I'm twisting to my right, so my left arm comes across, right arm goes down and around, and I'm going to go 3 like a saw, 2 like a saw, 1 like a saw, and come back. Stomach in, chest out. Twist, right arm comes forward, left arm goes up, and make sure your kneecaps stay facing the ceiling. 3. Now don't let your hips move. 2, keep them stable. 1, and come back. It's really important that we are able to move the body while keeping the pelvis still. Twist, reach down and up, and you go 3. Are you on both butt cheeks? 3, 2, are your knees up? 1, are your feet pulled back evenly? That's one of the harder things. Twist, go, 3, 2, 1, and come back, stomach in, chest out. Twist, go, 3, 2, 1. I had to correct my hips on that one. You can see it when you look down. Go. 3, 2, 1, and come back up. Good. Okay, flip over to your stomach. You can also use a roll here under your pelvis if you tend to sink in your lower back. It can be helpful. And sometimes the bigger one is more helpful. You're going to put your forehead down and have your hands wide with your fingers slightly in and reach back through your legs. Keep them internally rotated. Scrape your nose on the mat. Inhale, lift. Keep pressing your pubic bone down. Stabilize your pelvis. And now press down and pull your heart forwards and then lengthen to go back down. Make sure you're not scrunching in those shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. One more. Welcome to do this a couple more times or go for your swan dive. This is another way you're locking your back so your pelvis is having to work. And come back down. Prop yourself up onto your forearms. Pull that stomach in. Pull your chest up to the ceiling. Lift the legs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And if you feel like you're externally rotating on one side, try and fix it. Inhale, exhale. You can flex. You can switch it up. Push your pubic bone down. Let's go one more each side. And lower down. Now you're just going to go ahead and make a pillow with your hands. And then you're going to lift your knees up. And you're going to let the feet open and come back. Open. Try to feel equal weight. Don't sink too much on one side. And back. Now open them a little bit. Go a little wider. And come back. Open from your hip socket. You try to use your muscles. And come back. And again. Open. And come back. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Go ahead and come on up. Lie onto your back for shoulder bridge. Your feet can be hip distance parallel, or they can be together for more of a challenge. You want your knees as bent as they can be, depends on how healthy your knees are. And you can also still have this so you know where you're coming down to honor that curve. And you're going to just start lifting your hips. Now, what I want you to focus on is, are you feeling it in the front of your thighs or are you feeling it in the backs of your legs? So it's okay to feel a stretch through the front of your thighs. You want to really feel the backs of your legs though. So now I want you to stay here. Try to keep your hips really still and lift one leg up for marching. And then you can see if your hips have moved. And then lift. See, I have to correct too. And again, lift. Now make sure that you are plugged into the socket. Lift and stay plugged into that socket. Lift and stay plugged in. Good. Maybe you reach out, kick, and lower. Now you have to fight a little harder. 3 times. And lower it back down. Out and up. Kick, lift. And lift. And lift. And put it back down. And then take your body down. Good. Go ahead and come on up. Reach those legs out for your spine twist. Squeeze those shoulder blades, chest out, stomach in. Inhale and then exhale, twist. And look to your shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Look to your shoulder. Stomach in, chest out. Inhale, twist. Try to keep the shoulder blades locked. And you're not moving your pelvis. So a foot should not move. This is all pelvic stability. Good. All right, side kicks. I'm checking because I have a client coming soon and I want to make sure that I have time to eat. Okay, So side kicks, you're on the back side of your mat. Your hand is behind your head and your legs are coming to the front edge. This is going to help rotation. This is going to help the pelvic to hip connection. This is going to work all the muscles around. If you're going to do one thing each day, well, two things each day for your hip mobility, it's going to be side kicks and it's going to be lying on your back and letting your knees go side to side. Now try to lift the underside of your body if you can. Lift the top leg. You can also bend it for more stability. And you're going to inhale forward, kick, exhale back. When you go back, internally rotate and draw your stomach in hard. Inhale, exhale. Oop, don't lose your lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do two more. Hold it back over. Little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now you're going to go toe to toe, up and over, heel to heel. This is going to help you rotate. Now you are not rotating in your hip. Your butt, your back, your shoulders all against a wall. You can do it against a wall. I have it in my wall video that I can link here. And then it gives you that tactile feedback so you know what you're doing. All right, let's make this bigger with a hot potato. Toes down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kick. Heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kick. Toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kick. Usually you count down, but I get distracted. One more. Good. Hold. Now let's bend those knees in, and they can come back a little bit if you need them to. You're going to lift both knees up, and you're going to open and close. Open, put the feet all the way together. Close, turn them all the way parallel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put that knee down. Bring it right in front of your hip. Make sure your knees are stacked. Now flex those feet if you'd like. It doesn't really matter. Do what you want. Lift your leg up. And I like to flex because it helps me connect to the back side of my body. And now you're going to pull in and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle. 5, 4. Try to lift parallel. 3, 2, versus going like this all the way. 1, reverse. 5, right now we're working stability. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, knee to knee, toe to toe, or foot to foot. Rotate, rotate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Go ahead and take it over to the other side. You're on the back side, shoulder, elbow, hips, all in line, front leg forward. Lift that underside if you can, and go forward and back. Inhale, exhale, internally rotate and pull the stomach in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Good. Hold it over. Let's go circles. 5, 4. Keep your butt back. I started moving forward. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toe to toe, heel to heel. Rotate from that hip socket. Don't just turn the foot. It's not going to help you. Just make it bigger. Hot potato. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. This is my tear side. Up. So if you can lift higher than me, do it. Do it. Good. And see how I keep sinking back? That's also something you want to try not to do. All right, where were we? Lower it down, bend your knees, lift them, open and in. Push the feet, bring it back. And you can do this up against a wall too, because you don't want to open and move the hip here. Right now, we're just working on rotation within the hip socket. 2 more. Good, lower that knee down, make sure it's all the way in line with your hip. I like to flex, lift up, pull in 5, 4, I gotta fix this side, so hard for me. 3, 2, 1, let's circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I was being naughty and looking at my leg right now to make sure everything was proper. Usually you don't want to do that, but you know, when you're really trying to get it right, do it. Knee to knee, toe to toe. Knee to knee, toe to toe. Rotate in that hip socket. Push your butt back more. I had to make sure. See, now I have less rotation, but I'm doing it right. 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Go ahead and grab your roll if you have one. Lie onto your back, and you're going to pull it in for a figure 4. Now, you should be able to, cross one leg over the other without lifting your butt or twisting. I can cheat, and I can pull this in and be completely out of alignment, or I can lift it up, make sure I'm anchored down, and now you're really opening with this muscle here. See, look at that. Turn that one in and open with this one and keep your pelvis straight. Only then can you try to bring the leg in. Cheating's not going to get you anywhere. Other side. So see, I'm twisting to put my foot there, which means do as I say, not as I do. And then I'm gonna come on up, and you're gonna open with that hip socket. The other one is parallel. Get both butt cheeks down. And then you can pull in. All right, come on up for can-can. Now you can be down here if you need to be, but in a perfect world, you're here. You start sitting up, you slide back, and your legs go, well, I was going into hip circles. We're gonna do a modified version because I just said can-can. So now you're scooping your belly in and your toes are down. Now you're gonna keep them together and try to keep your shoulders square. 1, 2, you can come closer, 3. Now you gotta lift and keep your pelvis really still. And try not to twist your upper body that way. And we go 1, 2, 3. Obviously, it's going to move a bit. And you lift and down. You want to be on those sits bones, not in front or behind. And lift and down. 1. Check it out. Check your alignment. 2. We're all struggling together. Woo. And up. 1 more each side. 1, 2, 3. So you have to connect into the whole pelvis, into the lumbar spine. 2, 3, and up. Excellent. All right, we're going to go into a version of side bends. The bottom leg is straight, and the other foot is down, and that knee is pressing out. You're reaching this one really long. So you're going to put your hand on top of your knee. I almost was going to change it, but we're going to do it. Now you're going to lift up and over, and then you're going to come back down and reach that leg long, open this one, and then again, up and over, stretch, and come back down. 1 more, and up and over, stretch. Now you can do this again, or you can stack the shins, feet like they're stacked against the wall. Inhale, exhale, inhale, tap the shin, and this is a nice stretch all through the side, and then exhale, inhale, tap the shin, exhale. You're also strengthening your abs, your back, your obliques. 1 more, and come back down and over to the other side. All right, so we're going to start, what do? We're going to start with this way. Okay, push this knee out. Flex that other leg. Make sure it's right out in line with your hip. And inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, stretch, open this knee. Open it, press, and down. One more. I know I'm speeding up because of time. And back down. You can stay like that. Or you can stack the shins like you're standing on that wall. You're going to inhale first, and then you're going to exhale to lift so that when you inhale on the way down, you keep your chest lifted, stretch, and then go over. Exhale, and then come back. Inhale, look over at your shoulder, and come back. Exhale. One more. And exhale. And come all the way down. You're going to stand all the way up. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Okay. Now, you're going to stand at the back edge of your mat. You're going to reach your arms up. You're going to bring your chin to your chest and roll it all the way down. Now, I want your hips to not be behind your ankles. And I want you to try and bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Keep the weight forward and fold in half as much as you can from your hips. Now walk out 4, 3, 2, 1. Pelvic stability here. You can lower those knees down. That's fine. For your push-ups, you only have 3. You're going to draw that chin in, and now you lower down, and the only thing that's going to touch is your chin, and it goes out and back up. 2 more. And back up. I got to find that 2-way stretch. And up. Walk back 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to get your weight more forward. Bend your knees a little bit. Roll it up to a stand. Reach all the way up. Press those arms out to the side. Grow taller. You, my friends, are all done. You did awesome today. Just make sure that you don't try and chase symptoms and that you actually work the body as a whole so that everything does run properly. That's the only way to actually gain that mobility and strength to support you in a pain-free life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you next time for something that has to do with Pilates. Bye, guys.